Hey guys, Dan here, and I gotta kind of try to balance my tripod because I'm filming in my car. I finally finished reading The Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, and I have to say, this book took me forever to finish reading. Not because it was a bad book per se, but it was just I gotta explain this, and then I'm gonna explain why I rated it what I rated it. But if you're looking to read a book for sheer entertainment, this is not going to be a book you're going to read for entertainment. If you're one of those people who just reads YA all the time, you know, it's short and sweet and fed to you, spoon-fed to you, you're probably not going to like reading this. This is a book, after I finished reading this book, or when I was near the end, I was thinking, this is a book that you want to digest. It's a book you want to sit and you want to think about what you're reading. There were times in this book I was like, I absolutely love this book. And then there were times where I absolutely hated it. And there were times where it was really dry, and then it would get good again. It was such a roller coaster read for me. Like, there were some really dry, boring parts. There were some times I was like, yeah, this is a 4-star book, or this is a 5-star book. And then it would get slow again, and I was like, oh, this is 2 stars, or this is 3 stars. But yeah, main character is this guy who we're never introduced to his name. The author never gives him a name. He's just known as Brother. And it's just, sometimes it's so weird and bizarre. Like, sometimes the way the author writes, he's just being so poetic. And so, like, his use with metaphors. And you gotta remember, this is another reason why it took me so long to finish reading this, was that this book, it takes place in the mid-40s. And another cool thing, which I thought was a really cool point that the author made, was that at the time it was written, it had only been like a short amount of time since the end of the Civil War, and the main character carries this leg shackle in his briefcase to try to remember that, and to kind of remind himself of the direction he should be moving forward for himself and for his race. I thought that was a really cool thing. That was one of the things I really enjoyed about the book. But, you know, I don't want to go on a tangent because, like I said, there was so much with this book. I don't want to spoil it, and I really don't want to bore you guys either, because who wants to listen to a bunch of too much detail? But in the end, I didn't rate this book based on how I felt on the last page. I know some people do that. They're like, well, I really enjoyed the ending, so this is what I'm giving it for rating-wise on Goodreads. But no, I kind of thought, and I really analyzed how I had felt during different parts of reading the book, and I looked at how long it took me to read it. I started reading this book at the end of February, which was Black History Month, and yeah, I know, bad me. I should have started reading it in the beginning of the month, but I was just finishing up another book. Since I've been working a lot, I haven't really had time to read as many books as I had before. But I did, in the end all, because of the slow parts and because of the really good parts, I decided to give it an average rating of 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I do think it's worthwhile picking up. It is a classic, and it is written by an African-American black author. However you want to choose to, say that. I know some people are offended by certain things, so that's why, yeah. And I don't know if I would have felt any different if I was black reading this. I mean, because I don't know. There's some really, the way, you got to remember the time period and the way things were. I really felt the sense of humiliation that the character felt. And that was times where it was made you feel kind of grody, if you know what I mean. Really, sickening type feeling. and then there were some other times where you felt like really hopeful. So like it was really, really very much a roller coaster read. One that I would recommend reading if you want to read a classic and if you want to read a diverse read. I'm not saying that everybody's got to go out and read this. No, I'm not saying that. But it is something I feel that if you read it, I think you'll get something out of it if you take your time to read it and really think about it. And I think you will enjoy it. I did see on Goodreads that there was maybe one person on my friends list who just didn't like it and gave it like 2 stars, but a majority of people rated it 4 or 5 stars. I think it was kind of rare to actually rate it only 3 stars like me. But that's what I thought of it. I did think it was a good read. And stay tuned for what I'm reading next. I will post a video for that. And sorry, you know, the videos, I'm doing them a little bit different than I have before, just because it's been kind of more spur of the moment type stuff. But if you have any questions or comments, if you've read this book yourself, let me know what you thought of it. I'm curious to hear what others had to say about this. If you want to start a dialogue in the chat, we can talk. You know, let me know what you thought. I'm curious to hear what other people thought of this, because this is one of the books you're not seeing on BookTube. Like, I'm not seeing videos of people showing books like this, and that's kind of reason why I was almost thinking about just doing a written review of this and not even filming a video. But I was like, no. I'm like, BookTube needs this. BookTube needs this. They don't need another YA-related video. They need this. So that's why I filmed it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. I know I don't upload all the time, but when I do, I hope you enjoy what you see. So if you like it, give it a like, share it with your friends. Till next time, later.